Goodness.
Are you ready, Mahir?
Goodness. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. Welcome to AKSxTalk 2022. Even though we're going through a COVID situation, we have decided to host this event online. However, the initial plan was to host it offline. But as throughout these 2 years, we have learned that life must go on and we must adapt to the changes. We have decided to still host this event, and we hope that you guys can learn the expertise and experiences from the speakers themselves and apply those experiences into your personal life as well. I am Damir Khan, the first host of this event. I'll give the floor to Alaina Ahmed, who's the second host.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alaina Ahmed, and I'm your second host for today's event. The vision of AKSxTalk is to make students' mind broader and gear up public speaking skills to turn them into competent presenters, speakers, and learners. Firstly, we would like to thank our Principal TJ Kavan and Ms. Fahmida Chaudhary, Head of Secondary, for letting us host this event. Secondly, Usha Miss, IBTP Coordinator, Mahmudu Sir, Operation Manager, and Shahir Sir, IGCSE Coordinator, for supporting us in this event. Thirdly, we would like to thank IT Department and Finance Department for helping us with logistics support. And lastly, heartiest thanks to our class coordinator, Ulfat Miss, without whom it wouldn't be possible to arrange this whole event. Now we give the floor to our head of secondary, Ms. Fahmida Chaudhary, to share her thoughts and expertise.
Thank you, Alaina. Thank you, Orko. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to all. I am sure that you are as excited as me to actually listen to all the great speakers that we have today. And I was just thinking back about public speaking. And I go back when I was 14 years old and I was told to do impromptu speech on a topic. I still don't remember the topic, but I still remember the fright that it gave me to be facing people. And I'm very happy to know that our children at the Aga Khan School, Dhaka, are very good at public speaking. They are very prompt and confident, and they deliver wonderful speeches. As far as motivational speaking is concerned, you all also have a platform. Each of us has a platform. With the social networking that we have nowadays, we all can be speakers. However, we must remember that this comes with a price. We need to be responsible citizens. Anything and everything that we say or do in the social network remains there. And that is one message I would like to leave to all of you. Our heartiest thanks goes to Technovert Analytical Limited, InterScience Technologies, and AS Corporation for extending their hand for the support, for being the sponsors. And I thank all the speakers who have kindly agreed to join us on a weekend to enlighten our young minds. And I thank all the organizers and all the teachers who are behind this. Thank you very much. Over to Orko and Alaina to take the program forward. Have a very good evening. Thank you.
The very first speaker is Rakin Akhtar. He is a familiar name to anyone who watches Bangladeshi content on YouTube. He, along with Thai Brothers Limited, changed the game when it came to what our content creators could offer. Alongside of creating contents, he is also a freelance designer and a brand designer who mostly creates and uploads amusing films on social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. However, in YouTube his persona does not reflect what he really aspires to become.
So basically, Rakinopsar is the perfect example that you need to pursue your passion. He's always saying to us that your passion is very important in what you're going to do. The thing is, the energy that he brings to each of his videos and each of his talks is very important, because when you energize someone and your audience, they are more likely to interact with you and they're more likely to understand what you are going to express. Okay, so guys, since Rakinopsar is having a bit of technical difficulties, we're going to take 2 to 3 minutes of break before he joins. Please stay with us in the time being.
Sure. Turning
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Stop. Yeah. Okay, great.
Thank you so much for being with us. So the floor is completely yours. Do what you do your best at it. We all know it. Just entertain us for the next 20 minutes. Thank you.
Aren't you going to ask me any questions? I was under the impression that you're going to ask me something.
You start off with it. Just give up your cool vibe, and then we'll start off with the boring stuff. Don't worry.
All right, I didn't bring any, unfortunately, but hi guys, thanks for having me in this talk show or a podcast. I don't know what that is, but I'm really happy to be here in front of all these people, especially the students. And it is actually an honor to be here because I was once a student and now I am here as a speaker, thanks to this organization. And I just want to say that I think I'm guessing the reason I'm here because of my comedy sketches and the contents that I have created so far. So I have not achieved something extraordinary yet. I haven't, I don't work for UNICEF or all these organizations where, people have a lot to say and they have achieved so far and all that. So what I can say is I'm assuming that people want to hear the process behind it or how the humor works or perhaps how do I do my regular things and all that. Well, I just want to say that making comedy sketches may seem really easy, but it's actually not in a sense because it requires a lot of knowledge. When I was in my school, I was always a curious person, and this curiosity eventually turned out to be something that I have utilized in my career. And so far, I have been doing the same thing. And to be frank with you, অনেক মানুষ চিন্তা করতে পারে যে after school or college, you probably not have to study or learn anything. But if you really want to achieve something, be that is say for example content creation, or perhaps a lot of you might even join corporate office or non-profit organization, your learning never stops. So the more you learn, the more you can achieve in any field of work. আমার ক্ষেত্রে অনেকে মনে করে যে Rakin, you graduated in 2020, so you no longer have to study because you're a content creator now. But that's not the case anymore because I feel like I'm still learning and I have to learn. And for that, I'm here where I am today. Yeah.
All right. So, Mr. Rakin, you mentioned that life after graduation. So many of us think that, many of our parents in Bangladeshi households say that after you graduate, you're free, your university life will be great. Do you think that it's very overrated and you still have to hustle and struggle to get to the point where you want to be in your goals?
Yeah, definitely. It is very overrated. Actually, I was under the same impression like you, like a lot of you. I thought once I graduate, I no longer have to study because when you graduate bachelor degree, when you achieve the bachelor degree, you do have the option to either pursue PhD or master's degree and so forth. But the only one thing that it never stops that, like I've mentioned just earlier, that learning never stops. You always have to learn about contemporary issues, world issues, and everything else just to make yourself a little bit smarter in the room so that you always have some topic to discuss or probably make a content out of it like I do, or perhaps on your just argue with your loved ones, your girlfriends, boyfriends, or your friends. So you do have to make sure that you never stop learning. And I read a lot of books and it could be fiction, non-fiction. So I think basis on our culture, I really think it is overrated. Like parents say that, you'll be free, man, you get to do whatever you want. But culturally speaking, it never stops because hustling is a part of your success. The more you hustle, the more you learn, the more success follows you. And one thing I want to add that since a lot of the viewers are really young and school goers, I feel like a lot of you might be under the impression that you may have to run after money, but Trust me, it's not the case. You just have to improve yourself. You just have to imagine yourself as a Kali Kolshi, and it is your responsibility to fill it up, and eventually money will follow you. So yeah.
All right, that was a really good answer, as always. However, like the biggest question that we all have, including the hosts here, how do you get so much of energy? Like, what's the motivation and like the energy factor that plays into your videos?
Well, I do have ADHD, which makes me, like, biologically speaking, have a lot of energy. And whenever I'm shooting or, thinking about, and during my ideation, I kind of there's a lot of number of intakes of caffeine and sugar that they kind of boost me to have that kind of energy level to go by, make various contents. I think that is like, I'm an adult right now, and energy is a scarcity, if you may ask. The more you grow up, তুমি বুঝতে পারবা যে your energy level is decreasing, so you take help from external factors like sugars, caffeine, and etc. That's the same for me.
Okay.
Practically speaking, right?
That was a very genuine and honest answer. I thought you were going to sugarcoat the whole thing, but thank you so
like
much.
I was born like this. Like I never run out of energy. No, that never works actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this, like personally speaking, I've seen all of your videos and I follow you very closely. But how do you get the inspiration to do those things? Like you combine all of the factors that makes a good video and you balance it out properly. So like, how do you do it? What makes you like sort the things out and balance each other out?
Well, I believe that I'm a consumer first. As a consumer, I know what I like the most, right? What I look for from a movie, content, music, whatever that is. And I'm quite critical of myself. So as a consumer, it's my responsibility to create something, I kind of feel like, okay, so I have seen a lot of things. So how do I make it better? Or how do I make my own thing? And the more critical you are of yourself, the better thing can come out of you, and you can maintain a standard on your way. So I kind of feel like I have to put myself in in the same position as any consumer. Like whenever you are watching a movie, you kind of feel like this could have been better. Perhaps Justice League first version was really bad. So perhaps Zack Snyder, like you ask yourself a lot of things, you take notes and all that. So I go very methodically speaking, I go like very methodical about everything, even the jokes and everything else. And the timing matters a lot. For me, timing is like the number one priority. Like wherever I'm cracking a joke or visualizing something or executing something, I have to make sure the timing is always right. So I think whatever I make, it could be cringy, it could be lame and all that, but if the timing is right and execution is right, it ফুটে ওঠে automatically.
Can you do all of your voiceovers and character impressions one by one?
Sure. This is the first time in an interview I was asked this. Which one would you like to hear first? Like you name it and I'll try it.
Okay, so start off with Mirpur at first.
Okay, for Mirpur, I really do need my but it goes like this. So have you ever been to Shirajganj? So if you go to Shirajganj, it's the exact accent that people use, like, this is how exactly they speak. And once I went there, I kind of felt like, oh, I could like grab this and make it into my character. So yeah, thank you for inviting me today.
All right, this became a comedy show from a talk show, but we'll
Yeah.
move on. Okay, like so basically, where did you get the inspiration of Rekina from? Like, what's that whole character concept?
It didn't come from any concept actually. I kind of feel like I'm a multi-dimensional person myself. I'm very complicated, and I do have a lot of personalities inside. So these are my alter ego, and these are not just like 4 characters that I play that has the limitations. There are like a bunch of other characters that I haven't revealed yet. Like there's going to be more characters coming in, and those characters are part of me. So I've always felt like there was a woman inside of me, and if the woman looked like someone that should have a purple hair and should be very badass. So that's how Rekina came to be in the first place. That is a part of me. It's not a character that I play, which I would like to believe.
What are some more characters you would like to introduce?
I'm not going to tell you this. You just have to wait and find out yourself. Just be patient.
What do you want to do in the near future? Like, what more do you want to do in the near future?
One thing that I can say, two things, like I never plan things out ahead because I'm that kind of a person who has to live by the present and just go with the flow. And I hate making plans. That kind of overwhelms me altogether because I have been planning my whole life with educations and everything else. So I kind of feel like now that I have the chance to live my own life, why would I just make another plan just to get disappointed if that doesn't happen, right? So what I do is like have minor goals. Like what I have as a goal is like, I want to make better content. I want to surpass myself. Like whatever content I'm creating right now, I want to make better things than that. And like I've said, that I'm my own competition, and I am very critical of myself. So each content that gets out there, I always go like, it wasn't up to the standard. Even though people are loving it, I can always feel like it could have been so much better. So that kind of drives me to make more contents.
All right. So basically, since you have seen different age demographics and like you work with different age demographics and you produce videos for like in a balanced way, do you think like from each age demographic, our society of Bangladesh has been progressing? Or do you think that there still needs to be a lot more progression in our society as per the standards that we want to meet?
Well, people are becoming smarter every day, but the growth is quite slow, right? So it takes time. Like the first time I started creating content back in 2012, people weren't even aware of the kind of content that I used to create. And now it has progressed a lot, and it will so far in near future. Bangladesh, given the country Bangladesh is, it takes a lot of time. I mean, you have to be patient with Bangladesh and its users and audiences. So I consider myself not a mass creator. Rather, I create content for a certain kind of demographic people, like who would understand my humor, who's more educated, more open-minded. So before, in 2012 or 2014, if I made any content, I would not get more than 50,000 viewers. But now the numbers has increased significantly. So obviously, like people are getting more smart by through their smartphones, and a lot of people have a lot of access to various kind of news and the articles that we read. We are shaped by the things that we read every day and the things that we see. So obviously people are learning, and that's a great news for all of us. But the journey and the growth is quite slow. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that. So in the middle portion of this answer, you mentioned that you don't mass cater to every age demographic or audience. So basically, in many of our like events that we do in ECAs and others, they tell us to make it generalized. But do you think that instead of generalizing in the future, that we should focus on key areas and key concepts so that there's more development in those concepts and thought processes as well?
Are you referring to content ideation? Like, are you saying we have to generalize an idea so that everybody can relate, something like that?
Yes. So basically, Bangladesh has seen this trend. Like some of you guys set the trend. However, beforehand, when there was television, the television has become very less used right now. However, the content was very generalized, but it still catered to a huge audience, right? So why is it now that like the generalized content is being less dependent upon and less less viewed, and instead the focused content is being more viewed and getting more likes and more comments?
It's the same, and I've given you the answer. Like, people are becoming more smart. So the generalized idea that we create, they don't find it interesting anymore because we have seen those things over and over in a different iteration and everything else. So we kind of feel like we now is the time to move on from something like, we have done for years and years. I myself is quite bored out of my wits. Like, I have seen these things, I have created those things. I think I remember, I don't want to brag about myself, the very first mass content that I have ever created that actually pioneered into something else, like Bengali Mother, when I used to make YouTube contents. I guess you guys were like much younger back then. That video created kind of a thing that everyone else followed. Like, they understood, yes, we can make Bengali related contents, right? And I never realized I was the pioneer of that. Like, how, how in the world? So ওগুলো বানানো হয়েছিল a long time back, but now we have to, as we're evolving, our ideation is also evolving. So we can't be just stuck to our old ideation, right? So I think the generalized idea does not work anymore, given everybody has a smartphone, everybody has the power to opinionate it themselves and everything else. So I kind of feel like if you want to target a specific sort of audience, then you have to make that content cater to those kind of audience so that you get the optimum result. If you try to generalize a lot of things, then you get polarizing opinions, and sometimes the greatest of great contents or the movies don't get appreciated enough, and eventually the artists or the creators get demotivated. So what's the point out of it? So you should always make things first for yourself, and then for the kind of people that you can relate to.
In your opinion, is social media a curse or a blessing?
It could be both. Who you are as a person and how you use it depends on it. If you all completely rely on, comparing yourself with others or scrutinize others' way of life and everything else, then obviously it's a curse. But if you use it for gaining knowledge, connecting with people, learn something, collaborate, or get inspirations, then I don't think it's a curse. It's more like a blessing. It depends on you eventually.
Many people express their negativity in your posts, comments. How do you deal with that?
I don't deal with that anymore. I started my content creation journey in 2012. So I was a kid back then. I was only 16 years old, and I don't want to say kid. I'm so sorry. I was a teenager back then, and now I am almost like 26 years old or more, probably 27. So I think I've evolved as a person, and those things don't affect me in any way, like that I can think of. The only thing and only person that can affect me is myself.
All right. Thank you so much. So a few of our viewers who are aspiring content creators and they do videography and photography as well, they were asking that many people think that videography is very easy. However, when you go into levels, professional levels, do you think videography becomes more challenging? And like, how do you solve those challenges? And like, what is the process that goes through your mind?
Okay, obviously, like the more you want to make your video or content or anything per se, you want to make it more professional looking. There's a lot of equipments involved, manpower involved, money is involved. So obviously, the more you want to make something, what's the word? Polished looking or professional looking, then obviously you are bound to spend a lot of money on people, equipment. You have to learn a lot of things. There's methodically speaking, there are so many theories of how to make contents and everything else out there. If you're trying to make something professional. Other than that, if you're trying to make something like me, comedy or AV is basically like small videos. It could be about anything online. Then I don't think you need expensive gears on manpower. But it helps if you have an extra person helping you out. If you're the host in front of the camera, you should always have another person behind the camera who's guiding you through, like I do. So when I started off creating contents with Mr. Upsar, I didn't have anyone but myself and my tripod. And back then I didn't even have a camera. I started off making contents with my Android phone. The quality wasn't great, but I made sure that my contents stands out than my quality of the camera. So, and that worked. So if you're good at execution, if you know your script is good, then you should not rely on any professional equipments. However, gradually, if you think it has been quite a few times and you have to increase your quality, then definitely be my guest and buy yourself something.
Can you perform something short for us? Would mean a lot.
I don't know. I've never performed anything. Like all my videos, I'm not a stand-up comedian. I'm so sorry. Like there's nothing to perform. I'm so sorry to like let you down, but all the things that I do create, they come from ideation, a long process, and then I put it out there. I don't consider myself a stand-up comedian, even though I was invited quite a few times. But I'm still trying to figure out if I do have that bone for comedy, like stand-up comedy. I wish I was a singer or dancer for you to perform.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Rakin. Like, basically, like we all love you a lot and we like your content a lot. Please don't stop doing what you do. And yes, the sarcastic jokes that you use, that's the best part of your videos. And like, keep
Thank you,
doing what
guys.
you do the best. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thanks for having me and good luck to everybody. Ta-da.
All right. All right, guys. So that was Rakin Upsar for you. I hope he did not disappoint. And we knew he won't disappoint because after he's Rakin Upsar. And keep an eye out on his Facebook page and everything because he really influences everyone properly. And the topics that he, like the comedically he talks about are very important in our society. And it also helps in self-development as well. So Alina, I give you the floor. All right. So next up, we have the executive director of Walton Bangladesh Limited. So as most of you know, Walton Bangladesh Limited started off as a very small company, but through the hustle and hard work of many of its founding members, it has come to being Bangladesh's biggest technologically driven companies, as well as with being in such huge positions, the people also need to be very capable and hardworking. Hence, we are waiting for the executive director of Walton BD to join us quickly to share his experience and expertise with all of you so that we can also get a glimpse as to what the corporate life is and how technology is changing Bangladesh day by day. Hello, sir. Thank you for being with us. We'll start very soon. Okay, so sir, you have the floor. You may start, you can express your experiences and expertise as to how technology is developing Bangladesh and the topic you were given. And then we'll ask you a few short questions. So that's how the thing is going to go. You have the floor, sir.
So thank you very much. Its sound is clear?
Loud and clear, sir.
Yes?
Loud and clear. We can hear you properly.
Okay, thank you very much. So it's me, Imi Hanif. I have completed my educational last BBA and MBA from Dhaka University. Before that, I have completed intermediate from Canton Public School and College. I'm from Lalmonihat. And I have started my career with tobacco, then consumer goods sector, then I was in property sector. Finally, right now I'm working with the telco sector from 16 years. And now I'm working as executive director, Walton Group. So that's all about from me shortly. And thank you very much.
So sir, a question is that since Walton started off as a small, not in this large of a scale of a company, so what strategies might have Walton implemented so that it became a powerhouse that is right now today?
Yes, not clear.
So basically, how did Walton go from a smaller company in its initially in its origin state to a bigger company, which it is now? Like, what challenges did Walton face?
Right. So it's really a revolution for Bangladeshi company. Walton has started their journey from early of 2010. After that, within 10 to 11 years, how is a company can be, how they have started. Actually, our growth was so much faster in Bangladesh that it was really ridiculous in Bangladesh. And Walton has started from a smaller group through four brothers, but right now it's biggest group of company in Bangladesh. Not only Bangladesh, Walton right now continuing their business all over the globally, almost 40 districts they are covering right now. So and in terms of revenue, in terms of government VAT tax or others NBR part, Walton is biggest contributor in Bangladesh, that we can say. And the employee part, or especially employee part, if we say each and every employee work there as a team and think as a family member, and we have a very good culture over there. And we really feel proud to be a part of Walton Grove.
Do you think rapid use of technology will ruin or develop a nation like Bangladesh?
Absolutely. Technology, not only technology, inside of technology will be required innovation. So if we innovation and technology, if work together, then it will call technological innovation. So in Walton Group, we have research and development, and we have changed the name by research and innovation. So only development will not work there if we do not have sufficient innovation there. So innovation in every technological sector, if we say in education sector, in economic sector, in industrial sector, each and every sector, you will see in US economy, only for technological development, they have 2/3 economy growth came from only for technological development in economic sector. So in Bangladesh, technology will lead after 5 or 10 years, if you say, a whole productivity, almost 80 to 90% will depends on technology. So if we incorporate innovation with technology, then it will work together for future development, especially technology sector in over the world. If we say it will ultimate solve the process efficiency, that is overall work process, or it will increase productivity. Technology is nothing but types of process or productivity efficiency, or you can say technology will reduce the workload or work time. So technology become a booster to reach sustainable development in economic sector. So far, we think.
How do you get the motivation and energy to lead so many people?
Motivation, we will see. Thank you very much. Motivation is totally depends on how we are taking everything. So we are all motivated so far, I think, because without having motivation, we'll not be here, even in Friday or holiday. So motivation is totally depends on how we will take together. Motivation means how we are keeping together. If we say, how are you? We will say, yes, fine. So somebody will say, I'm not so much, quite well, or so something like that. But we should have to be proud that what life you are living now is absolutely purposeful, and your life can be more worse situation than current situation. So you have to think about what we have is enough and is absolutely purposeful, and your life or our life can be more worse in just back of days. So if we think what we have to be proud to Allah that in future, if we go way forward, we have to just work together for ourselves. So motivation have 2 or 3 things, basically. Motivation, first of all, motivation, if we want to motivate, we have to not only right now in days, some people want to be motivated in some engagement activities, in some YouTube or in some others activities, and they are very much motivated. After that, just 2 or 3 days, motivation goes down, because with motivation, you have to set some action plan. If we motivate that all the student or who are listening here will see, before getting motivation, you have to clear your roadmap. You have to clear your career goal. So if you think, what is career goal? So you have to think career goals means what should be your career roadmap. So if you think I'll be a doctor, if you think I'll be a policeman, if you think I'll be engineer, so many things you may think about, but which should be your career goal? So that should you have to think wisely, and right now is the right time. So how you'll think this is my career goal? I will request that each and every work, if you want to be police, so you have to think what types of activities police should do and which is not for your preference point. Like if you want to be police, you have to be rash. You have to sometimes work over the night. So if your character is not matched with the that police activities, you have to give some negative marking. So every goal, if you set some negative marking over there, which have, and finally you have to think which negative mark you have to overcome. So when you will see the least number of negative mark you have in a career goal, then you have to think this should be my career aim or career goal. So after setting that, you have to set some action plan, how I'll be police officer, how I'll be doctor. So if I want to be doctor, set some full action plan. If you want to be police officer, set some action plan. Who has been right now successfully doing the activities as police officer? So if you see, yes, the police officer IGP is my idol, set 1 or 2 mentor for you. Who is IGP, who is additional IGP, what way they have treated, how they have started their career, how they have passed their time. So if you want to be police officer or BCS officer or doctor, but if you want to act like a joking, or if you want to, yes, you have to pass some time with your friends. But you have to think that in Bengali language, if you do not give the adda with your friends, then they may say, yes, these guys are atel, is Bengali called. But right now, who is atel? Next 10 years, these people can be IGP. So You will pass some time with your friends, but think about by maintaining your career goal, your action plan, your activities, what is right for you, set some action plan, talk to them who is successful in their career, and then it would be possible for you. Never think about that I will not be possible, because you have the energy, you have the positive mindset, your family have the support, you have educated from a reputed academy. So why it would not be possible for you? If someone wants to be the best student within your class, so you have to think, yes, it's possible for me because I have the willingness, I have the hardworking mindset. So nothing would be impossible if you think it positively, if you determine it and set some action plan and work accordingly. Thank you very much.
How did the pandemic affect your production and revenue in general?
Pandemic overall, yeah, if we say pandemic have 2 points, that is employee sector and the manufacturing sector. So first of all, if we say employee or student sector, in pandemic situation, overall mindset goes to negatively, right? Because people think about some negativity, practice some negativity, they work as a fairness, anxiety, something work in their mind. So what would be in education sector, what would be in employment sector, it would be continued or not, such type of thinking in all people's mind. But if we say, yes, this was the if we say take it positively, yes, pandemic situation God has given, but absolutely in that time we got some leisure time, and this leisure time we can develop ourselves, we can develop our productivity, we can develop our professional career activities. As a student, you can develop yourself because you have enough time in your hands, because at the general time, all friends or all many types of activities you have to perform or engage together. But in time of pandemic, you have to stay in your home. So you have enough time to develop yourself. You have enough time to add some values in your career. Personally, what I believe, also 1 minute, that you are a student. That is, student result will give you 1 marks. That is at 1. And every others activities in your career, if you get some expertise, like if you are expert with playing games, then add 1 plus 0, 1 additional 1 0. If you are expert with the fluently speaking in front of others, and if you play, or if you see movie, or if any kinds of extracurricular activities, every extracurricular activities will add 0 with 1. That is extracurricular activities. If you add 1 plus 0 0 0 0, how much 0 will add in your career? Your career would be much better. And your question was product manufacturing part or production part. Yes, lots of startup or small companies suffered a lot, but company like Walchon, not a single days they have kept their manufacturing stocked and given all the salary and all the benefits to the employees. So far I know, in Bangladesh, maximum companies, maximum I would say, companies carted their employees or given a carve out list, but only 1 company in Bangladesh, I will say Walchon, never cut a single employees within pandemic period. Even they have recruited more than 5,000 new employees in their sector. So biggest company like Walton has run somebody so far shocking another part. Anyway, I'll say manufacturing part, biggest company like Walton have run properly and successfully, and some startup or small companies suffered suffered 1 or 1.5 years, but right now almost 95% company is going fine.
Have you become more dependent on technology as time goes by?
Absolutely, absolutely. Why not? Because technology, I have already said, technology like work like a booster dose for sustainable development, and who do not want to get sustainable development. because our Prime Minister working a lot on sustainable economic development. So what I have said already, that technology change accounted especially for US country, 2/3 growth they have gained from technology. So technology can be treated as the primary source of economic development. So we always want to develop our economy, we always want to develop our industrial sector, we always want to develop our learning sector. So all sector, if we want from normal learning to e-learning, if you want to see the agricultural sector development, if you want to see the industrial sector development, all sector, we always have the requirement of technology, and we without innovation, technology will not work properly. So always I say innovation plus technology, that is technological innovation, if lead together, then overall will be capable to solve all kinds of productivity related challenges, and overall productivity or efficiency would be much higher than current situation if we apply technology in our life.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for giving us an insight into what goes in your daily life and how you get so much motivated.
Another one point, brother, that is the world now into 2000 right now, that is top 10 features technology. She has said already top 10 features. What would be next technological innovation in the globally, that I will say first of one, in future technology, humans would be able to merge with artificial super. First one, if I say. Second one, the hive and telepathy are becoming mainstream. That is, billions of people will be available to overthrow the technology. And third, if I say, that is hyper personalized VR, that is VR, AR, very much. So VR is being benefits using brain. It will work in your brain, and even skill and knowledge you can download in future in your brain. It would be in future through future technology. And floating cars and room temperature supercars are also would be the mainstream in technology in coming days, that is after 50 years or 60 years. Also memory, thoughts, emotion would be edited through technology in coming days. Memory, your thought, your brain, your emotions would be re-edited. That is what you have right now. In future, it would be editable. If we say number 7, that is field force also would becoming huge mainstream for the technological innovation. And one or 2 point, engineering sector also femto engineering would be possible through technology, and personal health ports are commonplace would be for future technology. And large scale also archaeological are emerging would be in through technology. So long term of what technology will changes our life is unbelievable, what I would say. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a good day. We are really happy that you gave us so much of your time. Hope to meet you soon, and hope you are with the AKS family from now on. Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, so next up we have the executive head, we have the AGM of Goldsense Hotels and Resort Limited, and he's going to talk about the art of self-confidence. Sir, you have the floor. You may start your presentation.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Nijam. I am the AGM of Goldsense company. I started my journey from 2005, and I worked in a lot of national and multinational company. I previously worked at Banglalink. Thereafter, I worked at Huawei, and thereafter I worked at Okapia, and lastly I worked BTL Group as a general manager. Now I am working AGM as Goldsense Hotels and Resorts Limited. So my topic is today, skill of self-confidence. Are you hearing my speech?
Yes, we can hear you properly.
Okay. Today my topic is skill of self-confidence. So actually, what does it mean? Self-confidence is an attitude, basically about your skills and abilities. It means you accept and trust yourself and have a sense of control in your life. You know your strength and weakness well, and have a positive view of yourself. For example, you might have high self-confidence in an area of expertise, but feel less confident in other areas. Suppose you are now doing a study at English medium, come from medium school. So there is basic difference. At that moment, English medium school, he has the abilities and skills about English speaking. But who has come from the Bangla medium, he has less skills and abilities of English speaking. That's why he feels less confident regarding the issues. So when your skills and abilities, you are confirmed about your skills and abilities, then your confidence will grow automatically. But if you are quite less confidence regarding your skills and abilities, then you will be feel less confident. So confidence is very much important in our practical life. Suppose we are giving the presentation, suppose we are giving the interview board, suppose we are facing a lot of meetings in our corporate life. So that's why we are facing a lot of things in our life. We have to present ourselves. So we have need the self-confidence. If we don't have the self-confidence, we can't motivate anyone. We can present myself. So it would be require more difficult for my corporate life, as well as examination, as well as interview board, as well as presentation. So it is very much important, self-confidence in every aspect in our life. If we be more self-confident, we'll be more success in our life. So this is the basic definition of self-confidence. So I now describe about benefits of self-confidence, how one person will be more benefited in self-confidence. First one, better performance. Suppose, would you like to do something? So if you have proper confidence, you will give properly. So your performance will be better. So if you be the confident person, then your performance will be the better. Second one, healthier relationships. Suppose one person is more confident, then people would like to talk with him to gain more confidence. So he will get the more connections. His relationship will grow very soon. Suppose we are now watching a lot of speakers in our country, like Ayman Sadiq and a lot of speakers. They are more relationship with a lot of persons and their link is more higher. So if you be confident enough, then person would like to copy you, person would like to meet with you, person would like to talk with you. So healthier relationship will happen.
Sir, how do you develop self-confidence from a young age?
Third one, openness. Okay, I am giving you the total details how to improve the self-confidence. Just benefits I am now saying. Thereafter, I will saying about how to improve the self-confidence. Okay, so openness to try new things. Suppose if we would like to face challenges, lot of risks are coming. So we feel shy, we feel upset. So if we embrace the lot of new things, we need more confidence about our self-esteem, about ourselves, then we will do it easily. So it is the benefit of self-confidence. one can going to rising to the top, increasing personal energy and motivating to take action. So anyone can enrich his life by through confidence. So you said about the ways how to increase. Your question was how to increase or how to develop your self-confidence, isn't it?
Sir, actually it was how do you develop self-confidence
Exactly. Okay. First one, reward yourself from a small achievement. Actually, when we will get new achievement, we have to appraise ourselves. We have to motivate ourselves. That will encourage our to do more things. But suppose your exam is ahead, so you have to study 6 hours in a day. But first day, you will engage for 2 hours social media. It would be very hard at first day, you have to shave within 6 hours. But you don't be disappointed. You have to be more confident. You have to gradually practice this. And one day you will meet the 6 hours before examination study. So you have to be confident and consistent. Then you will get the result. Second one, surround yourself with positive people and avoid negative people. It is very important thing. We have to grow with positive people, then our mindset will be the positive. But if we grow with the negative people, then mindset will be negative. If your mindset will be negative, then you won't desire the positive thing. And day by day, you will be frustrated, you will be upset, you don't do new things, you don't do better things. So you will be negative minded. So your confidence will be low. So try to get people who are very much confident. Try to meet with them, talk with them. Socially, you will available to meet with them and also be socialized. Then your performance will be boost and your confidence will be grow. Third thing, take care of your body. Maximum time we don't follow the diet charts. We don't do the exercise. We don't do the meditation. We don't sleep properly. That's why it shows our weakness. And that's why if we don't do sleep properly, then we won't be the confident enough. Suppose 3 hours or 4 hours we are sleeping, so my body condition is not so good. So my gesture will be changed. My body language will be changed. So we have to take care of our body. That will give us the proper confidence. Fourth number thing, be kind to yourself. You know, we are human being. Lot of mistakes will come. Fall will come, bad experience will come. That doesn't mean I got the frustrated. Be humble and be proper care about your mistake. You remember lot of mistakes, lot of failure story. Abraham Lincoln already done, but he never go down, but he tried hard to how to recover them. So if you would like to grow your career, a lot of mistakes, a lot of failure story will come, but you will be success when you will go out from this barrier, failure story, mistake stories, then you will be the perfect person. So remember, confidence will grow when we will remove your mistake, your failure story that won't engage your mind more. Then you will be failure again. Fifth number, practice positive self-talk. We have to regular talk to ourselves 10 minutes or 20 minutes to improve our confidence level. Suppose there are a lot of negative words, cannot handle, too hard, shouldn't even try. We should avoid this. We should highly concentrate. We will do this. Today is my day. I will win, inshallah. No doubt, I have the quality, I have the ability, so I can win. So this type of word will give us the more energy and self-esteem will grow and our self-confidence will grow. So I think practice positive talk regular with ourselves 10 minutes. Then it will improve our self-confidence. 5 things. 6 number, always be well prepared. Suppose would you like to face any interview board, you have to at first give the rehearsal, or you have to prepare yourself by your dress, your posture, your gesture. You have to imagine, visualize your interview, what will happen in future. Next day you will face the interview, so you have to visualize everything. How do you face the interview? What question will be arise? So if you make it proper preparation, then you will get the good result, inshallah. So well prepared always. Suppose if we'll get the well prepared about your presentation, your examination, your public speaking, that will be give you the good result, and confidence will grow soon. But without preparation, if we go there, then you won't get the desired result. Last one, no one is perfect. Seventh number position, how to improve your confidence. No one is perfect. Practice makes a man perfect. So if you would like to grow your confidence, you have to practice it regularly. You know very well, at the very beginning of the childhood, no one perfectly worked at first. He had to try it hard. Thereafter, he will get the chance to work properly. So confidence is like that, that you have to practice regular. If you practice regular, you will get the good result, and it will try to practice regularly. If this 7 point you will practice regularly, inshallah, you will grow your confidence, no doubt. Again, I recap, reward yourself for a small achievement. Second one, surround with positive and avoid negative people. Third one, take care of your body. Fourth one, be kind to yourself. Fifth one, practice positive self-talk. Sixth one, always be well prepared. Seventh one, practice and practice. That will make you the perfect. So if we would like to follow the 7 rules, then we will improve our self-confidence, no doubt. Hello?
Yes, all right. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, did you have a presentation ready for us?
Hello, I am not hearing your speech properly.
Sir, did you have a short presentation ready for us?
No, already I said you, but if you would like to see the presentation, then I will see it. But maximum point I already covered by my speech.
Then thank you so much for that. The last question is that in this generation, everyone is scared to go in front of hundreds of people and talk. So what advice would you give them to develop that level of self-confidence, that they're confident on themselves, that they can deliver their thoughts and opinions properly and cater to every people's mind, every person's mind?
Thanks for your good question. Actually, when anyone would like to go to give the presentation or give the speaking, so they have to make preparation for this at first. They have to go to the a lot of people in front of you. You will start very slowly. Maximum people are doing mistake. They are doing very quickly or very loudly. Don't do it. At first, you will start slowly. Then second one, you will make the eye contact with everyone. Try to give the breath very slowly. Then you will get the comfortable, and then you will deliver your speech very easily. And if we will maintain eye contact and give the proper smiling, then it would be acceptable by the all. Then you will conduct your meeting very easily. So it will make the practice before going to any public presentation or any kind of public speaking. You have to prepare yourself at your home or anywhere. You will try to stand and going to visualize what will happen. You will try to start slowly speaking. Then I maintain your eye contact, giving proper smiling, well dressed. Then you will be more confident to conduct your meeting or conduct your training or public speaking. It won't create any problem actually.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Do you have any last advice for the young generation?
Actually, one advice to all, we have to be more confident about ourselves, about our thinking, about ourselves. You know very well, digitalization is going everywhere. So we have to adapt the digital work. Besides that, we have to develop ourselves regularly. We have to practice self-confidence. if you be confident enough, you will win every situation. You won't thinking what will happen in future if you be more confident. So I have given already 7 points. If you try hard to practice this, your shining future will come, because confident people will win any situation, any profession, anywhere. You will win in your corporate life, you will win your education life, you will win your shining career, everything. So be confident enough. And you see lot of potential guys in all over the world, what they are doing, they are more confident. What they are getting their success by the more confidence. You know, William Rudolph in America, he was actually polio patient, but he proved himself, but by his own trust, he will be the first woman in the history. He had got already, she had got already 3 Olympic champion in 4 kind of races: 100 meter, 200 meter, and 400 meter. So if you have the proper trust about yourself, your confidence, then you will win any kind of situation. Due to his polio passion, she also won the Olympic 4 golden medal. So you can also win by your trust, your self-confidence. You will win your world. So you will practice it regularly, then young generation will be helpful for their future, no doubt.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here with us and sharing your thoughts and all of the techniques to gain self-confidence. We hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for all for arranging such kind of program. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
All right. So next up, we have the head of Realme BD, and he's going to talk about another technologically driven field. Sir, you have the floor. You may start talking. Sir, you are on mute. Could you kindly unmute yourself?
Yeah. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir. It's perfectly fine now.
Great. So first of all, I would like to ask how many viewers are here?
Sir, we're not really sure about the numbers right now because it's live. So
okay, great. So hi, nice to see you, Nizam. How are you? Fine? Okay, great. So today my topic is that since we are using a lot of devices, smart devices nowadays, so is that invading our personal life or not? That is the topic, right? Arko? You know this, yeah, you know, this is a 20th century and information is power here. So all the universe, in fact, the entire world is running after the information. So the countries that have more information regarding their own population, or in fact, if they can gather more information regarding the outsiders who are doing business across the globe. So if they have information, if they can manage information of crossing the territory, so it is actually enhancing their business. But sometimes this process is actually creating some problems to our own life. And nowadays, another concept of smart home is getting very popular. And just I would like to share one data. By 2023, about 47.4% of the total population of US, particularly, they will get these smart home facilities. So the more users will be there, so more problem or issues will be there. But anyway, we have to follow this because this is the demand of this century. We need to develop ourselves by using a lot of smart devices. Like how actually, what they're monitoring. If I ask you, what sort of information is going to be invaded or might face the security issues. And I'd like to share a few of them as example. Like nowadays, most of the parents are actually working. So either they leave their kids with the other persons of the family, or they give them, or they admitted them into a creche or a daycare. Or the problem is, and that these toddlers are actually sometimes given interactive toys with built-in speakers and earphone. So once they are actually given this sort of things, these things can be hacked through the internet users. That is the problem. And another problem will be like all the householders use refrigerator. If this is a smart refrigerator, the refrigerator will give us the information or the notification that this groceries or that item is going low or something like that. Not only this, AC or other things, the geyser, the temperature can be controlled from outside using IoT devices and other things. And other problem is smart home appear to be everything automatically, even the door lock, calling bell, a lot of things actually is getting automated, so that the dwellers or the we can use it from outside the house, we can control. Few days ago, I was observing a video of food delivery. I was not at home, I was not at home, but my car is outside, parked outside my home. So once the Amazon guy is coming for delivery, he called me. I told him, oh, okay, go to the boot side of my car. The boot will automatically open up and you will just put the package in there. I will later collect it. So this is how actually we can control our devices, our a lot of things from outside by using them with remote control, you can say. But same thing, the issue is these are actually sort of putting ourselves in a risk of sharing our own data with them. So these are the problems. And how they are doing actually, what they are actually collecting. Say these are, since these are all smart devices, they can collect our movement, they can collect our images, they can collect our usage pattern. The most interesting part is this usage pattern. So, so these are the informations actually through these smart devices they can collect. And what they can use, what will be the use of collecting this device informations? See, so for a new company who has who are going to introduce a new refrigerator, if they have the information of a large people that this is how they want to use their refrigerator, they want to keep a bigger space for their vegetables, they want to keep a smaller space for that item, or they want to open the fridge for this much of time. And once they can get this sort of data, so they can design their upcoming products as per that. And also they can actually go for a new marketing tools. They can use this as a new marketing tools because they have the data. So to the specific target group, they can actually place their product. So they can give a better exposure of their products, new products. So these are the things that we need to keep in mind. Okay. In 2019, Avast, it's an you can say AVAST, it's a virus guard company. So they did a very big survey throughout the country in 2019. So they told that 40% people of the entire universe, since they're going to moving towards this smart home concept, so somewhere somehow their data, their informations will be at risk. But using the word risk is a bit tricky. I'm not telling that every time this will bring some risk. Question is, if it is hacked by the smart hackers, then there will be a problem. But once it is actually collected by the companies like Amazon or the other big giants like the General Electronics, so they basically use this data just to develop their products, but they don't use it to actually hamper their customer, because if they do anything bad to their customers, they will lose their business at the end of the day. So the problem is with the hackers. So if they can hack it, they can create a lot of problems, because especially if you do the digital transaction, they can hack your bank account, they can make payment, they can do a big money transfer. So these are the way. If it goes to any hacker, so then it will be a big problem. It might create a big problem. So this is an issue. But what to do actually, because there is a coming internet will be everything, IoT, Internet of Things. So everything will be based on internet. This Zoom meeting, this is free of cost. So, and we do a lot of things nowadays, which is actually free. WhatsApp we are using, that is free. Facebook, that is free. So whatever social networking that we are using for social communication or official communication, whatever it is, these all are free. So, but only we can activate them once we agree their terms and conditions. If we don't agree their terms and conditions, they will not allow us to use it free. So we are actually helpless. So we have to go with the wind, and thus we actually accept their terms and conditions and allow them to monitor us every single time once we are using this. And another interesting part is, okay, I'll tell it a bit later. And this, sometimes we use voice commands to open the AC, to turn on the geyser, to turn on even the doorbells also. So say if any hacker gets it, what they can do, they can actually manipulate it. That is the biggest problem. So they can change the tone, they can turn on the AC. And to tell you very frankly, that is, even if some of our friends who's bit annoyed with us, they can do a lot of harm to us through this hacking. So we have to be a bit more careful about this. So what type of data actually they are getting? If we divide, it's a household issue. So outside the house and inside the house. So outside the house, basically we have the doorbell and the smart flickers. That is the watering system in the garden. So they can open it by doing this. They can ring the doorbell. They can open the car boot. They can open the garage. So this is the actually outside issues which they can control easily. And what about the inside issues? Inside issues, as I already mentioned, they can turn on the AC. They can turn on the geyser, refrigerator turn off. They can switch on the oven. Even the toddlers, maybe they can make some distractions to the toddler through the bad use of the interactive toys. So this is the issues of inside and outside. And let's come to the more difficult things, like still a lot of Bangladeshi people will love to use the credit card or debit card while making the payment. But digital payment system is getting popular nowadays in our country. It is getting very popular. Every day, huge amount of money is actually being transacted through these digital transfer systems. So this actually will be in bit of danger if we do not control this. So this is the issue. And there are two things. One more things I would like to share. See, how to actually manipulate these data. We can, once we see something with our eyes is expert on measuring and doing ratio of the products. And there is another way of interpreting data, that is ear. Through ear, we can actually, this is an oral information we can say, if among the audience, if there is any doctor, they understand the best. You all see, or we all see, that is when a doctor is actually testing us, they use a stethoscope or they are measuring the blood pressure. So they are using their ear to measure our blood pressure, to measure our pulse beat and other things. This is the oral issues. So these two things actually is giving the analyzer is huge opportunity to actually guess what we are doing. The normal users, the dwellers, the city dwellers, or the whoever using these smart devices, what we are doing. So they can understand the pattern of our usage, the frequency of our usage, our expectation from the devices, and a lot of things. So with these things, if they want to use it for our well-being, like they can give us extra warranty, because they can understand how we are using. So they can extend a better service policy, or they can go for establishing a warranty policy or something like this. But again, if it goes to a hacker, they can create a big problem, big problem for us. And since this is not only the device, most of our internet connectivity is either through the broadband connection, that is, we used to use a router in a house, and or we use our mobile phone. If it is router, it is a bit more safer than using through our handset, whatever I say is the mobile phone. So it is there is a security called WAP2. If we use this, and there are other things, if we use that in our router, we can stop our hacker from hacking our regular informations. But in case of mobile, when we use hotspot, then we cannot do anything like that. We cannot use any extra virus guard. A lot of virus guards are available, but they are not really working. So if it is through mobile, then it's a bit more risky. But if it is through router, then it is a bit less risky. But even if we need to follow some other rules, I will share at the end of this discussion. So this is the issue. So again, come to the point that device, we cannot actually ignore the device. Every day, a lot of new devices coming to the market with a lot of interesting features. So we need to use this device a bit more carefully so that they cannot actually get easy access to our personal life, to easy access to our information, personal information. Like what I saw, or what we mostly do, see, after this meeting, I might not turn off the Zoom, or I might not turn off my earphone, or might not turn off my speaker. So it is already on. But other people are listening to us. Other people are following us. They are actually remotely followed us. And in fact, we are, with no bad intention, but we are actually allowing them to get all the information from our end. We need to be more careful regarding this sort of uses. So I think already I discussed, since the time is not very long, I try to discuss what is the bad usage bad impact of this device usage. But issue is, if it goes to hackers, so then it is a matter of risk. But the companies who are actually giving us this opportunity to use their product as free, probably they will not use this for doing any harm to us. Rather, they will use this to give a better product, to give a more specialized service or extended warranty service to us. But once it is hacked to any hackers, then definitely we might be in big trouble. And how to actually protect ourselves? We can do 2-3 very small things very smartly. Then easily we can protect ourselves. First is, once we get any sort of hint that yes, I'm being followed, or my data is in bit risk, immediately we should turn off that particular device. We shouldn't use that if we do not if we cannot actually clear it, all the bugs and everything. So better to turn it off. And other part is, we must change our password or the soft code very frequently, so that the hackers do not get any sort of they cannot guess, or they cannot understand how we are using, because they actually try to trial and error basis. They want to try to get a pattern to actually hack us. So if we change frequently our password, and the password should be strong, like we all the device users, we all know that there is not only alpha and numeric, there should be some sign or symbol also. The more stronger the password is, the more tougher for the hackers to actually hack. In fact, sometimes they cannot hack. And the other part is, we can use if it is through router, we can use some virus guards in our router, or we can check with our service provider that we are getting this problem. So please come and check, is there any problem or something like that. So these are the ways actually we can protect our hackers, protect our information, not protect our hackers. We protect our information from the hackers, and we protect ourselves from the hackers, and we can protect the entire information hub, so that they will not create any problem to us. So that's all more or less I tried to cover. So smart device will keep on coming, because this is a world of smart people and smart devices, but we need to use this device more smartly. Once we can learn how to use a smart device more smartly, only then we can protect ourselves from this sort of hackers or something like that. So Arko, so should I continue?
So much, sir. Like this was a very informative insight that you gave us, and the audience loved it, as we can see in the comments section. Since it was so informative, like the questions that they had were already answered, so we don't see any questions here. So thank you so much for giving so much of your time. And like, it's very remarkable that you touched on every major topic in smart devices and IoT properly. Like, thank you so much. We hope to work more with you in the near future, and welcome to the AKS family. Thank you so much.
Thank you all, and thank you to the audiences, especially to the students and the parents. Thanks all. And last but not the least, as I mentioned already, that this sort of program, if we can arrange in person, which you are trying, I know, it will be more helpful for all of us to learn from each other. Thank you.
All right, sir. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
So next up, we have the one and only Damir Khan. So Alina will give his introduction. Alina, you have the floor, ma'am. Go ahead.
The figure who comes next is very well known to today's young youth, mainly because of his music. In his mid-teens, he was pushed into the privilege of corporate expat life in Kuala Lumpur, where he was born and reared amid political and social strife. As a privileged girl teen, he silently maintained a love for his homeland as he settled into the Asian metropolis, eventually discovering fresh inspiration and connections in the city's dynamism. Pairing lo-fi tunes with psychedelic riffs and mesmerizing vocals, the now 20-year-old is the child of both a family of musicians and the internet, a heritage which bred his self-taught ease among all genres from indie rock to pop, hip-hop, and jazz. Citing the Bengali legends of his childhood and the online contemporaries of his teens, he is now drawing his own ethereal bridge between the East and the West. Despite the fact that his lyrics deal with mental health, politics, and heartbreaks, his music is a freely cheerful romanticism of life's absurdity and a homage to happiness. He, like many other Bangladeshis, has fostered a long-distance relationship with his culture. Lastly, we are delighted to welcome Damir Khan, a very new young singer who made fame with his soothing voice.
All right, yo, what's up? Thank you. That was wild. Yo, before I start, where can I find this live stream on Facebook? Because I'd love to see the comments as it goes.
So this one's on YouTube, and the comments are kind of regulated, and we're getting the comments with the Instagram feed and everything. So
all right, you guys, okay, then you can let me know about the questions, and maybe I'll just get started then. But yo, thanks for having me. This is wild. It's pretty weird for me to be here. I was in high school not too long ago. And yeah, thank you for the introduction. I'm actually 21 now. And I'm based in Canada. I'm studying economics and poli-sci in Montreal, at McGill, and I'm enjoying it very much, but I'm doing the music thing at the same time, of course. But all right, so you guys brought me on to talk about the art of music and how it benefits us, which is such a broad question. So I'm gonna actually go out of my way to dodge it in all sorts of ways. I'm gonna talk about, I'll try to get to the essence of why I do what I do, because I assume that's sort of what you were going for with this. Because the art of music and how it benefits us, I'm not quite sure what the benefits of music even are. And I don't think of it in a utilitarian sense like that. It's utilitarian meaning I'm not trying to get something out of it. I'm not trying to use it to, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that music can make you smarter or solve depression. Don't use music as therapy, go to therapy. I've tried to use music as therapy, but it's not quite the appropriate measure. So music is its own thing. It's escapist. You can drown your sorrows in a song, and perhaps feel catharsis, but it won't necessarily help you get to the root of the problem. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that music contains within itself some sort of physical nutrition. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Point is that that's not my expertise, and that's not how I view music. Because I have to play music. I have to play music. There's no other alternative for me. It must be played because It is in the air, waiting to be played. And when I don't play it, I feel like I'm doing some sort of disrespect to the cosmos. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's in the air and it has to be played. This was like this way of thinking, this metaphor about it being in the air. I got it from Keith Jarrett, who's this legendary jazz pianist, one of the greatest jazz pianists of all time. Highly suggest you guys check it out. That's Keith, like Keith, and then Jarrett, Jarrett. He would sit on a piano in front of like a crowd of like hundreds of people and 100% improvise for like an hour. He would just make something up on the spot, just off the dome. And he would do that time and time and time again. And every time it sounded like an absolute orchestra. It's ridiculous. It's the most impressive musical feat I have ever seen in my life. And in one of his speeches, because I was trying, like classic, like, TED Talk moment, look at other TED Talks and see what they did. Because I don't know how to write these. And Keith Jarrett was like, it's in the air waiting to be played. And when I don't play it, I feel bad. I feel sick, And this is something definitely for me. When I'm not making art, be it music or whatever it is, I get sick. I cripple up and die. It doesn't make sense to me to not be making music. And I'll be honest, like maybe I'm going to alienate like a bunch of people with this because like I'm going to be very hand wavy about this. I'm going to be very woo woo about this because music is just not something that can be described by words. We do not understand all the benefits of music properly. And as I said previously, I don't care what the benefits of music are. There is simply a force within me that compels me to play music. So only a select few people in the audience may relate to me. This is for like the music nerds out there. This is for the music geeks. Like this is for the people who are obsessed with music because those are the ones that I can relate to. I always grew up very sensitive to music. Over the years, I've seen that people actually consume music wildly differently, and every culture has its own way of consuming music. Like, yes, also music is a global thing and we all share it, but at the same time, like I know people who just don't like music. Like my art teacher in the 11th grade, she used to just not like music. I don't understand even what that means, but like some people just don't even listen to music, and that's fine. I am the exact opposite of that. Okay, so I'll tell you how it's sort of like, I'll tell you my timeline, and hopefully for the music obsessives in the crowd, that can give you a little idea of like sort of what buttons to push if you want to do what I do. Because being a musician is often just like not an option for people. And not even because like it, for all sorts of reasons, but in Bangladesh, it's like we treat it like just an extracurricular or something you should do before you should go to uni. And maybe if it is taught seriously, it's taught in a very classical way. And it's like, listen, classical musicians all across the world have the same problem. It's too regimented. It's way too regimented. It's not interesting for anyone involved when you teach it like that. So that's also, I feel, in many ways a dead end. I want to show you that it's an option. It's an option. You can do it. So I'll tell you how it worked with me. I started playing guitar around 9-10. I started playing piano around 13, self-taught. My uncle was moving into a smaller house and he was like, I don't have space for my piano. You want my piano? And it was like a Yamaha piano. It wasn't like a crazy piano. It was like a keyboard. It's like a digital piano. And yeah, I got that. I taught myself from YouTube. I started producing. I started drums around 14, 15. I started producing at like 15. Producing means like recording and arranging my music digitally, like on my computer. And once I got better, I started uploading my tracks to SoundCloud, which anybody can do. It's free. I would send them to my friends, ask them to share it. I made some artist friends around Dhaka too. Some of them are now professional artists themselves, like Umid Ashraf, for example. Umid, that's UMMID, Ashraf, is one of the most talented human beings I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. He's in film and photography now, and you've inevitably seen some of his work on like TV and Instagram. And he's one of the singular most talented people I know. And we used to hang out all the time when I was like 16, and we used to talk about music and take pictures, And I had a bunch of friends like that. Anyway, after I gained some confidence, I started sending my songs to big YouTube channels. So some of you may be like too young to remember this, but in the early to like mid 2010s, there were various famous like music curation channels on YouTube. Like before there was streaming or Spotify or anything like this, like there was so much music being uploaded to the internet, and like it was so hard to sift through it and find all the best stuff. So here came like these music like nerds on the internet who was like, I'm going to show you the best music you haven't heard yet. you know? And so they started finding artists from the most obscure parts of the internet, and like a lot of them blew up on these channels. Anyway, so those were huge. Then as streaming came over, they had their heydays, and now it's not so much anymore, but they were very, very influential. So I started sending it to these channels, and I kept making and uploading music. I kept doing it regardless of channels. So I kept doing it because for years, nobody replied to me. Nobody replied. Absolutely nobody. I sent them to so many. If you look through my SoundCloud DMs, they're still like filled with like links I'm sending to people. Hi, I'm a 16-year-old producer from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Hi, I'm a 17-year-old producer from Dhaka, Bangladesh. And you see it like going and going and going as I get older. But I kept doing it. And then one of them finally replied. And it was as simple as that. And I signed a record deal in 2019. And that was the start of my music career proper. Like right before I signed it, though, I shot a music video for my song Easier, which was directed by Taha Ismail, with the help of Saif Rahman and Shagarika Haq. And mainly just for fun. Like Taha saw the song, he liked it. He was studying film at the time. And we just linked up over a summer break. And this video was also a big like starting point for my career because it was like my first proper like collaborative artistic venture. So I hope this timeline gives you a bit of an idea where it's like you start honing your craft for a few years, you get good at your instruments, you try to understand music a little bit, and then you get music software and you upload stuff. And it's never been easier to learn. Oh my God, like the tutorial channels that are available right now for every single DAW, it is so easy to teach yourself how to make music and play any instrument. Like I swear to God, you can learn any instrument. Yeah, আমি যখন মালয়েশিয়া প্রথম গেছিলাম, আমার বন্ধুরা আমাকে কয়টা বাঁশি কিনে দিছিল because they're like, you need something to remind yourself of home, right? It wasn't these bashis, but and I taught myself bashi because there's like a bashi YouTube channel. And it has like all of these like lessons on how to play the bashi. And I got like pretty good at the bashi. And then like I bought like better bashis. Like I went back and bought like better quality ones. And so now I play the bashi. Like it's so easy. It's so easy for any instrument. You can do it. So I hope this timeline gives you a bit of an idea. Remember, never, ever be afraid to upload your music. This is the biggest curse on young producers today. The music world is so hypersaturated and it can be so daunting to try to enter it. But I'm telling you right now, your music deserves to be heard. It deserves to be heard. Keep uploading your music. It allows you to be accountable, to improve yourself in each and every upload. Because once it's up there, you can't take it down. Once people have heard it, there's no going back. So you have to make sure that every track is better than the last. And I stick to this principle to this day. And I will continue to do that. Secondly, collaboration is key. I've never achieved anything alone. I've never achieved anything alone. Music is an incredibly collaborative industry. And I don't mean in the sense of like a feature verse or anything like that. Like you collab with artists of all other mediums, or you collab with business people or with logistics people, but you need to collab. You need to work with people. This idea of the singular genius like does not exist. The genius is collaborative. The genius is a network. Genius is never a node. The genius is a network. But your story comes from your community. Yeah, your story comes from your community. And then also as you get older, you get more and more power to choose the community around you. You can go out of your way to surround yourself with creatives. I certainly try to do that myself. I certainly try to do that. We need more voices in Dhaka. We need more voices in Dhaka. There are many talented people making great work, but there needs to be more. We are all sick and tired of the same 15 to 20 legacy artists getting all the attention in the music industry. The legacy artists themselves are sick of it. Trust me, I know. I've spoken to them. They don't want to do it anymore. They want new voices. All right. Like we have lots of cool people now, you know, of course, Farooq Bhai Project, Pragata Nauha, Dads in the Park, Ada. I could go on and on and on, but we need more. We need a bigger variety of voices. Please, no more of the cis-het male rock star variety. Oh my God. If I see another Dhakaiya cis-het male rock star, like I'm Parvona. Like we've had enough of it. We've had too many Battle of the Bands, these types. We need more. We need more variety. I have a 1,000 person Discord. I have a massive Discord community, which is a safe space for all types of people to express themselves and be part of a community and be loved. And I have heard so many stories of like young girls in the Discord who are like, Damir, I love what you do. I really love music too, but I can't get into music because my parents think it's not appropriate for a girl to make music. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful. There are cultural aspects of this, religious aspects of this, and I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't mean disrespect to anyone, but it's 2022, man. Like if your daughter wants to make like Playboy Cardi type beats, like let her. Like, please, we need that. We need that in the world. We need people to just be able to do things, you know? Just let them do it. All right? Leave it all behind. Let them express themselves. We are so often repressed. We are so often taught to be quiet, to be subservient. That's in our culture. And I have nothing against being respectful. I'm very proud to have been an avid Lokhi chele. So very, very, very Lokhi chele, and I still am. Very respectful. And I like that part of our culture. I like that politeness. I like it. I find it very charming. But the systematic silencing of young people is undeniable. Absolutely undeniable. Upload to SoundCloud, DM your songs to artists, to labels, to YouTube channels, to TikTokers, to newspapers, to wherever. Your music deserves to be heard. Your music deserves to be heard. Convince your parents to let you get a DistroKid membership. DistroKid allows you to upload straight to Spotify. I think you need to pay for it. I don't know. I haven't used it, but like, yeah, you can do that. It's not that expensive. It's not expensive to get your music on Spotify at all. And it's free to get your music on the other platforms. And like you said in the beginning, yes, I had some privileges. I come from a very, very, very musical family. I've been going to my dad's gigs. I've been holding my dad's sticks, my dad's drumsticks, like behind the stage as he played ever since I could think. But I hope that does not undermine the insane amount of time and energy that I have put into this craft, purely out of love and compassion for it. I have worked tirelessly at this, and you can too. You can too. I am studying poli-sci and economics at McGill right now. I'm a full-time student. The whole like Bangladeshi dream of going to Canada and studying economics, yeah, I'm doing that right now. But I'm also doing the music thing. Yo, are we in a gallery? What's happening here? Damn, nice. But you can do it too. You can balance it. You can pay attention to your studies, but you can also pursue music at the same time. And it has never been easier. All right, it has never been easier. I know this. So the topic of it was the art of music and how it benefits us. Like when I first heard it, I did a little Google search, and it was like, oh, music can solve depression and music can solve anxiety. I'm not sure about that because everybody relates to music differently. And also I find music as therapy like a bit too escapist sometimes. Like you can maybe gain some catharsis or whatnot. And like I play a lot of jazz. So it's like when you improvise, you just lose yourself in the moment and you forget things exist and you forget about your problems for a little bit, but it's escapist and it usually doesn't make you deal with your problems. So I'm not going to give you a laundry list of like physical benefits music gives you because it's different from person to person. But you can do it, and your music deserves to be heard and your story deserves to be heard. So please put your story out there. I want to hear your story. DM your story to me. All right. I want to hear your story and maybe we can start from there. So that is my speech. Please make music. Everybody should make music. That is, if you should take anything away from this, should be that you should make music. Yeah.
Can you sing Amar Jan and Bhalobashbo now?
Yes. Yes, indeed I can. So some of you guys might know that I just put a new song out. It's called Bashbo Bhalo. And this song is my first song in full Bangla. This is also my first independent release. I've just left my record label. I had a great time with them, but I had to, find my own path. So here I am. And yeah, this is a song that was written during a time where like a lot of elder relatives were passing away from COVID. And it got me thinking about how like, what happens when you lose someone you've loved for so long. And perhaps like, because a lot of the elderly couples, a lot of them actually got COVID at the same time. And it's like, I'm thinking, like if you have COVID, then you just lost your partner, like what headspace are you in? How would you sort of approach that? It got me in that mindset, which was horrifying at first, but I tried to just like think of like how that would pan out. And this is sort of a song about that, about like being like, at the end of the day, like all I want is to be with you again. So that's sort of what it's about. It's out on all platforms if you want to check it out. Do we want to do like, are there any comments first, like before we do the songs?
Well, I'll give you a short summary of the comments. So basically everyone's fangirling and fanboying over you, which was quite expected. Because it's after Damir Khan himself.
Yo, what should I like? If I just look up Aga Khan, like on YouTube,
Yeah, you'll find some of the comments there.
Like, is it on the Aga Khan School Taka YouTube channel?
I believe yes, it's there.
All right. Boom.
Okay, and
Where
my
ideas
DMs are and like everyone's DMing like Damir Khan, and all of that. Like everyone's so
okay. Let me
excited
read this
yesterday
because,
when
yeah.
Alina gave your post out. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so like I told you that like we really wanted you, and thank you so much for being here.
My
So,
pleasure. Oh my God.
yeah.
That's so cool.
Can I see the guitar for once?
Yes, this is a Takamine guitar. This was a hand-me-down from Reza Chachu, who is the guitarist in my dad's band, and is like family. All right. It's mostly, yeah. Okay, song requests. That's awesome. So, like, any questions or anything? Because I'm down to go over them before I start. But all right. I think I'll just go into the performance then. All right. All right. Here you go. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. পথ দেখি শেষ হয় না, আর যেতে চাই না, হাত পা ব্যথা করে তো, কিন্তু যেদিন আমি আসবো মন ভরে কানবো, বাসবো ভালো তোমার সেদিন। বেশি কিছু চাই না, ছোট একটা আয়না, নিজের মুখ ভুলে গেছি তো, ঘর বাড়ি আর নাই রে, শুভ তোমার কোলে, বাসবো ভালো তোমার সেদিন। সময় উড়ে গেল কই, গতকাল বাচ্চা ছিলাম, সময় উড়ে গেল কই, সময় উড়ে গেল কই, সেদিন তোর হাতটা নিলাম, সময় উড়ে গেল কই, যেখানে স্বপ্ন তোমার ভরপুর, তোরে কাঁধে নিয়ে হাঁটবো তত দূর, যেদিন আমি শুনবো তোমার গলার সুর, বাসবো ভালো তোমায় সেদিন। হাত বেড়ে দি রাতে, জবাব পাইলাম না রে, ভেবেছি তোমার আলো তো, কত গল্প আছে তারাগুলো নাচে, মনটা এত কালো এই দিন, শরীর এখন দুর্বল, মনটা লাগে চঞ্চল, জীবনটা কাটলাম ভালো তো, আর তো বেশি নাই রে, আলো দেখতে পাই রে, বাসবো ভালো তোমার সেদিন, যেখানে স্বপ্ন তোমার ভরপুর, তোরে কাঁধে নিয়ে হাঁটবো তত দূর, যেদিন আমি শুনবো তোমার গলার সুর, বাসবো ভালো তোমায় এদিন। পথ দেখি শেষ হয় না, আর যেতে চাই না, হাত পা ব্যথা করে তো, কিন্তু যেদিন আমি আসবো মন ভরে কানবো, বাসবো ভালো তোমার সেদিন। বেশি কিছু চাই না, ছোট একটা আয়না, নিজের মুখ ভুলে গেছি তো। ঘর বাড়ি আর নাই রে, শুভ তোমার কোলে, বাসবো ভালো তোমার সেদিন, আমি বাসবো ভালো তোমায় সেদিন, আমি বাসবো ভালো তোমায় সেদিন, আমি বাসবো ভালো তোমায় সেদিন। Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God, that is really good. Like, take a break, legend, take a break. There's more
Take a
music
break.
platform, yeah. So there are more song requests. So everyone wants you to do Amar Jan.
Of course.
Do you need a break or anything like that?
Absolutely not. Let's get right into it.
Oh,
Let's
then
get right
go
into it. But on one condition, which is wherever you are at home, whoever you are with, whatever you're doing, I want you to sing along if you know the words. I would really appreciate that. Even if I can't hear you, I want to hear your spirit, all right? I want to feel you in the airwaves. So please sing along if you know the words. Even if you don't, mumble along. I don't care. Let's go. And nothing makes sense in this world. Nobody seems to care, as far as I can tell. But as I start losing my mind, she holds me with warmth and says she's lost as well. So baby, don't let go. Don't face this on your own. Let's never be alone. Be alone. Honey, Jehovah, Amar Jan, Amar Jan. Shomoy Jeno Katina, Amar Jan, Amar Jan. Yeah. Nothing makes sense in this world, but as long as I got my girl, you can all go to hell. She's both neurotic and kind, and I'll melt inside every time she smiles. I can tell that this is more than love, that this is more than trust. This is more than love, more than love. Chalo Shabai. Hani Jehovah, Amar Jan, Amar Jan. Shomoy Jeno Katina, Amar Jan, Amar Jan. Hani Jehovah, Amar Jan, Amar Jan. Shomoy Jeno Katina, Amar Jan, Amar Jan. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the lovely performance.
Can you do one more?
Sure. Which one you want?
I mean, anything you want. It can like you can do something that's not original as well, like a cover or something like that. Because I've never heard you do a cover, so it would really be great if you did that.
Or you
What's
can
up?
sing Sun, one of your songs.
I could do a cover perhaps. Let me think what I know off the top of my head. I think let me just do another original. We're here. It's Damir. Let's sing some Damir. All right, tell me in the comments. Let's have a comment war right now. Let's see which one wins. This is a voting system. Do you want Believe? You want Michelle? You want Sun? You can only have one more. But let me know which one you want in the comments. Okay, we got one for Believe. We got one for Michelle. Okay, we pivoted to Believe. Okay. Okay, looks like Believe's winning. Let's do Believe then. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Democracy. How about that? I apologize for being so indecisive. Something don't feel right. It seems I am in a crisis. 'Cause when I think of you, I get goosebumps. Something in my mind's ringing on. Is this hole in me really the shape of you? Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, yeah. Would you believe that I'm in love with everything that you do? Would you believe that I'm in love with your image, your sense, and your mood? But I conclude my senses are crude, and I conclude my heart is just blue. I long for love forever new. Yeah. Hey. Darling, would you mind if I keep you a daydream, repeating as a lie in my bed that's been empty? Hey, 'cause when I think of love, I get sick now. All I need is reasonable doubt. I don't think my heart is telling me that too. Would you believe that I'm in love with everything that you do? Would you believe that I'm in love with your image, your sense, and your mood? But I conclude my senses are crude, and I conclude my heart is just blue. I long for love forever new. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to meet you.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for having me. Remember, just put your music out there. You deserve to be making music. Music is transcendental. It cannot be described by words. And if you think that you are too unlike everyone else to be able to be appreciated in the music industry, that is wrong. That is absolutely why we need you. If you think you are different, if you think you are weird, that is why we need you. Okay, that's exactly who we need. please make music. Don't be afraid to make music. That's all for me.
All right. So hopefully this December, AKS gives us a permission to host some, Battle of the Bands or something like along those lines, like we discussed beforehand. And if you're available in Dhaka, then do it's obviously the doors are open for you. We would love to have you there, and let's
I'd love to be there.
Further off, right?
I'd love to. I would be honored. I'd be honored. Thank you so much for having me. It's a real honor. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for staying with us and giving us your precious time. Have a great day, man.
Bless.
All right, so that was the last speaker, and the ending was as good as the start, if not better. So thank you all for staying here with us throughout the span of this 2 hour. And I would like to thank all of the teachers and all of the departments, IT department and logistics department, and everyone who was involved here. Thank you so much. Special thanks to Ulfat Miss, because she's been grinding it through us for the past 3 weeks. Not 3 weeks, like more than a month, I guess. Yeah. And sorry for bothering you so much. Sorry for giving you bad news, and at times, you should thank us for giving you good news as well, because and thank you so much, Mahib and Anish, because Mahib was the one who streamed the whole thing, and it was completely perfect. I had the stream open on another device as well. Mahib, thank you so much. Anish, thank you so much for regulating all of the comments and all of the graphics. Anish did all of the graphics, and he's really good at it.
All the posts.
Yeah, all of the posts was done by Anish as well. Some were done by Alina as well. Alina, thank you so much for doing, Alina did so much that I can't even tell you properly. She did all of the documentation and everything. And yeah, thank you so much for being so much patient with us. We hope to host even better events next time, offline and in person, so that we can get a better vibe. Till then, that's it from us. So yeah, hope to meet you guys soon, and hope to have more good events in the future. That's it from us. The live stream ends here.
Thank you, Fatmis.
Miss